Maybe I should have stretched before I started the video. Maybe not. Ooh. If we can remember something, if the information is available, then it means that that information is in our energy field. If it's a case of recalling and summoning the information, then that's one thing. But in terms of memories, if you can feel it and see it in your mind's eye, then it's still there, and like, this is the crux of the problem. Remedying things that aren't apparent. So, for example, one of my earliest memories, I was a toddler, I don't know, 2. I was little, I was tiny. It was over Chelmsley Wood Shopping Centre, and I don't even remember who was there. But somehow, I got separated from my mom. My mom was there, but I don't know who else was there. And I walked off and ended up somewhere else. And then eventually got taken to the security office. And then eventually I was found. And we might look at that and go, oh yeah, well, that was all resolved, right? Ah, what a relief. You're back in the safety and security of but we have to take things in the proper context, and to a tiny creature that invests everything with regards to faith and trust and that being in one moment had an earth-shattering change of reality. Outside of the realm of logic and reason, which children rightfully don't possess so much, I was now dead in that moment. In potentiality. And I've had many experiences that reverberated out from that point of isolation and aloneness. Truly relative to the only significant fear, the root, the seed of all fear, which is the fear of death, the fear of annihilation, the fear of not being here, whatever that means. The fear of injury, which is just an extension of the fear of death. I got separated from a group of humans, of which my family were not there, whilst on an island, separate from the island that I grew up on and where my family live. But these were just anchor points for an awareness and understanding, and like little training ground challenges that I set for myself. And I'm a big man now. And I go to the shops on my own and everything. I go on holiday on my own. I do everything alone, right? And I love it. But the point is, in terms of information, at those points of trauma which activated the initiations, My soul fragmented off, that being something which is basically infinite, split or whole, split itself up like a point, like a snapshot, a photograph, became chipped off, frozen in time, like just like a captured moment of pure terror that becomes like some sort of torture device, just like an eagle pecking at my liver. Until I called back all parts of myself and catalyzed some further initiations, like I went back to the island and called my little boy home. But there's still a part of me that simply is just a consequence of, a ripple of those fractured moments. Because I am every form that I have ever assumed, I am still me at every age. The awareness is consolidating the fact that we're always observing, and it's just that the hat that we put on for ourselves changes, so that if you know that you're communicating as or to through your inner teenager, and then your inner child, toddler wants to speak up, and then your inner dad starts getting a bit tetchy with yourself, it's like, well, then you know you just have to call mom. Right? And if you try and think about the life that we're supposed to live and will live and are living slowly, gradually, if you try to think about it and plan it, that can't work, because you can't use an old mind to create a new life. We don't need our minds so much. If we just started to remember to think exclusively in symbols again, don't even need to really speak, man, because when it fucking comes down to it, all we ever need to say to each other is something we already know. I love you. Rinse, cycle, repeat, carry on, let's go. It's a glorious time to be alive, and if you're not feeling that, I really don't know what to tell you. Just keep your head up, and like somebody said to me before, if you can't see the light, if you can't reach the light right now, then we're here. We're still sitting with you in the dark. Just that you can't see us, you can feel us. If you shut up for a second, you can hear us as well. I'm only ever speaking to myself, which is why I'm such a good listener.